Attenborough with a raise, ace-jack suited.
And he's still just deep enough to be able to go the 3-bet route.
23.
And he does just that. 23 million. With king 8 off and the small blind. Back to Attenborough now.
32 big blinds deep with Duek. It's going to take a flop in position. Yeah, you don't love that.
You expect the frisky. It's the frisky with squadouche. The fun part. No, he does check.
You're afraid to get blown off your equity, for sure. You're in position, and you may even feel like,
oh
my God.
Jamie called it. The party card on the turn.
Party card.
Oh, with Duek drawing dead. Rainbow board. But there's no pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. Duek sizing down the bet to 17 million, and the milking commences.
Put that 5K back there. Is that the chip in a chair? Saving it for a rainy day?
He's checking his cupboards. There is the shove.
All in.
And oh, he knew it.
Who hasn't felt that before? Just instant F-bomb.
Does he have 5 million behind?
Yeah.
That's what that is. Oh. You're toast.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Turn card is brutal.
The turn card was brutal, and Adrian Attenborough with the knockoff of Mickey Duek in 3rd place. There is the brick house out there. Lots of bricks.
Huh?
What are you going to do with all this money?
Well, I'm going to go to fucking Canada for a while and just like get out of I've been in Vegas the last 2.5 years, so I'm like, I just need to smell some nature.
You've been in Vegas for 2.5 years?
Yeah, I live here.
Originally from Brisbane, lives here in Vegas. I guess he's going to
forest?
Canada.
Yeah, I just
Become a monk?
I want to smell some rain and
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
bro. Just like something.
Hand number 1 heads up for the title.
All right, good luck, bro.
Yeah, good luck, man. Let's play.
Nice hand to start heads up with for Jorstad.
For sure. I was going to get into the big blind antes in there. You're not going to be seeing very much folding, if any. I don't think there'll be, even 9 deuce offsuit probably is going to want to play. We're going to be seeing a lot of limped buttons, but we start out with a very real hand. Need 2.5 X's from the button.
So yeah, we probably just this hand. They've been playing kind of slowly. 1.53 million. I think Jorstad's okay with that.
Yeah, Jorstad is not going to be folding a hand this good, but I think, yeah, this is one where you don't want to 4-bet it because if you face a 5-bet, you end up folding out a ton of equity. So he's going to just take a flop in position with a really good hand.
Oh, just a little 55 milli in the pot pre-flop.
Is that a tell when you knock over your stack as you're trying to put your bluff
It's a
in?
tell that you have a hell of a lot of chips in front of you.
That's very funny. I meant to say cause for concern, but
Yeah.
with 2 very cerebral players, we may have some pause for concern as well.
Sorry, absolutely.
Putting together a lot of chips. And I gotta say, I am extremely used to looking at this posture as Jorstad was in the tank for a very long time before shutting down my tag team partners.
Oh, yeah.
That bluff.
Okay.
He finally pulled the trigger and 5-bet jammed ace jack and took it down, but he tanked 15 minutes. I think I had an entire beer on the rail before he'd made his decision.
Did you sit much across the way from him, not just in heads up, but leading up to the...
And scoop a 200 million chip pot and have my opponent absolutely dominated. Jorstad, though, very good player, and like if he can squeak out value, he goes all in. He's trying to end it in one hand.
Espen did have I know he had a couple of sessions with a mental game coach before he made the online main event GGP final table a couple years back that Lon and I broadcast.
And the
Ooh.
fold.
Oh,
There is the muck. The clock. Never called. Jorstad wakes up from the nap and finds himself now with almost 500 million chips.
Going 2.5x on the button, jack 7 off. Attenborough with a nice hand to defend with.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious to see how Jorstad was going to respond to the effective stack shortening. I thought maybe we'd be seeing button limps, but it looks like he's just going to keep his foot on the gas, build some pots.
Picking up those silvers and salmon, 5 million, 1 million, respectively.
He's going to slow play this draw. Bink. Pretty healthy size, 80%. Really putting max pressure on a 9, 6, or 4.
Making a king happy?
Making this king very happy for sure. He does that, just a call. Just got to feel even better about that now. 2 pair for Attenborough.
All in?
All in.
Call.
And a call and a double up for Attenborough after he'd lost such a huge amount of chips a moment ago. And now he has flipped the tables on Jorstad.
So I wonder if things you can, bank time if you're quick pre-flop.
Right?
Yeah. Remember when you used to have the minutes, the online, cell phone minutes where they could carry over?
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. I got 65 minutes next month.
It sounds like a joke, but it's like not. He's serious. Like, if you study a lot, you know what hands you're going to be 3-betting, you know what size you're going to be 3-betting to, so, like, why waste time? But who's to say, like, you don't know what your opponent's doing. Maybe Jorstad plays primarily full ring and doesn't study heads up that much. I'd find that hard to believe, but you never know.
Check, check. There's Dominic in the box now. Congratulations, Dominic. Weren't sure we're going to see you today.
Yeah, that's close.
Dealer of the Year 2022.
Looks like he was, I got to see a heads-up view of him, but from a side, it looks like he's been drinking.
God.
He's been here since the end of May. Of course he's been drinking.
Jorstad with just 7 high. Straight blockers in his hand. Decision for Attenborough if queen high is good enough to keep Jorstad honest. Says, yep, nice call.
Little crack in the Jorstad armor, maybe?
Yeah, with that crack, we have a change in the chip leader, which people just completely forgot about. It's like a dead period. You can say all their names. There was a 5-year period here in World Series history with main event champs. It came right after Johnny Chan won back-to-back and Helmuth won in '89. From 90 to 94, most people, if those champions walked into this room, most people will not know who they are. And one of them was Dasmachi in 1992. 1990 was Mansour Matlubi. 1991, Brad Doherty. 1992, Dasmachi. 93, Jim Bechtel. And 94, the infamous Russ Hamilton. So it's like a dead period for most casual poker fans. They would never know who those main event champions are.
Is that just a lot of new young blood coming in who they'd never played there before with them or something? I wonder. That's interesting how that would happen.
It's actually just because they left those banners in the Rio.
Yeah. And half the people that walk by Bill Smith's poster think he's Walt Disney.
I'm going to talk about Bill Smith later because Scott Seaver, when he saw his poster earlier this year at a final table, says, I don't know who this guy is. This guy really win a main event title?
Yeah, exactly.
And Bill Smith's got quite a resume.
Okay, good.
And for anyone new to heads up play, there will be a lot of this, no hand versus no hand. And navigating the queen highs and the 8 highs.
So Jorstad with fourth nuts right now with the queen.
Goes full pot. If you're going to bluff with the 8-3, got to do it in style. Putting max pressure on Jorstad with his queen high if he was thinking about getting sticky.
And the fold. Bluff gets through. For the last 5 hands going to Adrian Attenborough.
I feel like Jorstad, though, never hit the very low point of the roller coaster. I don't remember him ever being in the danger zone, having a 10 big blind stack at any point.
Yeah, he never was.
Jack 4-4 flop, mocking Attenborough
Somebody hit the flop?
for his 18-minute tank. Jorstad flopping better, Attenborough betting. Getting 4-1. Top pair, no kicker.
Norman, is anything Dominic doing kind of screams dealer of the year for you so far? I mean, it seems pretty standard, doesn't it?
Actually, everything. Now, even look at the spacing when we see the community cards. Look at the spacing between the cards. Each one is spaced equally. Look at that.
Oh, that's strong.
Look at that.
Strong.
That's like a Picasso painting. It's so beautiful.
Jorstad best with that jack and the fours.
He's going to bluff catch with his jack, but Attenborough with king high, good enough to show down.
Mm-hmm.
So I said it off the air, but maybe saying it on the air will add a little pressure. But if dealer of the year doesn't get anything except for the acknowledgement on the air, what about letting them take a few days off at the beginning of the schedule for the employees event and putting them in?
They hardly have to take a day off. It's the first thing that happens. You know, they just show up late.
10 million in the pot to begin every time right now. 520 million chips on the table. Plus the Mario Brothers card protector.
Just as Mario, apparently. No Luigi.
Just Mario.
Yeah. He's a star.
Is this the first card protector that's ever made it to heads-up play?
Oh, everything's always happened before. So
Raymer probably had the fossil, right?
he did have that then. So there's many other card protectors. And back in the 70s, they used ashtrays as card protectors.
They had a time where they had to actually institute a physical limitation on the card protectors because people were getting a little crazy, and they put out a directive on how tall it could be and how wide it could be. People were using Maria Ho's shoe as a card protector. You know, you just can't. It's ridiculous. Attenborough flop, pair of eights. Still good.
Jorstad, the pre-flop raiser, check through the flop. Yeah, trying to show down king, queen high, pretty reasonable. Should be time for Attenborough to start value betting his pair of eights. Charge those ace highs, king highs.
Here it comes.
It's going for a little overpot. Jorstad not sticky with the king high.
28 million is the bet, and there's the fold from Jorstad with king queen. And so Adrian Attenborough up to 283 million now, 70 big blinds.
I'd like to give a little shout out to my buddy Rich Zoo, probably the most unknown great performer in World Series history. still at it out there. He just finished third the other day in the 10K Raz. Rich Zhu has a bracelet. He's got 4 runner-up finishes. He's got 6 third-place finishes. So it's 11 top 3 finishes at the World Series. He's got 20 top 10 finishes, including the infamous or famous 10th place bubble boy at the main event, the Aces versus King's Hand. 27 times he's finished in the final 2 tables of an event. 31 times in the top 20. He is 5th all-time in World Series cashes. And if he walks around here like he's nobody.
Did
Rich
you ever
Zhu.
give him any starburst or sleeper pick or anything?
No,
Never.
He plays all the mixed games, but he's really good in obviously no limit. Also, if he made 10th at the main event, just amazing performer. 5th all time in World Series cashes.
Nice.
Rich Zhu.
That's pretty strong. That's very strong. Always nice to hear Rich's name. Take us back through memory lane.
Attenborough is the pre-flop raiser in the sand. Jorstad just called.
With the most beautiful flop he could have asked for and turn card.
Yep, checks through the flop. With Attenborough having flopped bottom pair, he decides to just slow down, not bloat the pot. Jorstad now looking to bloat the pot with a stranglehold on this.
$8 million each. Thank you very much, says Espen.
How large can Espen go with his trip jacks? Probably getting the hint that Attenborough stuck around somewhat weak holding. This is a time when it's actually nice to have the hearts in your hand because you're hoping your opponent doesn't have a misdraw. If they have a pair that can call. Goes really small again, just 8 million, gets a snap call.
Jorstad picking up a few chips.
Well played.
Shrinking the margin between them to just 6 million now.
There's still states in our country where 18 is legal, I think. I think Florida they could play.
I would believe they would be on in Indian casinos, like
Okay,
Turning
yeah,
Stone in
yeah.
upstate New York and
Certain places, yeah.
Certain places in
Yeah,
certain states.
Yeah, so
It was that way for a while in like the Chumash casino outside Santa Barbara, where Jeff Madden was playing before he was 21.
I know Turning Stone raised a lot of very good players very young. I know Sean Deeb played a lot there when he was 18.
I bet you Sean Deeb looked like he was 18 when he was 14. It's just my guess.
Yeah. When he was 9, do you think it was like 11, 12?
Possible.
Yeah. And now? 34? 35?
He might want to think about a treadmill.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love Sean.
And he would say it about himself before you would say it, so I guess it's fair play. All they need to do is run a bunch of events all over the strip, and he will
Sean
get
will
in
do it.
shape. I have never seen someone haul butt so
Yeah,
much
like-
than him running from one table to the other as he's chasing Player of the Year.
If they're dead on the strip, he would hire one of those Atlantic City jitneys,
Oh, yeah.
take him here, there, and everywhere.
Cause for concern with the ace turned ace.
Ooh. There you go. Jorstad, if he can keep it up, can retake the chip lead.
Interesting card.
I think your set has the chip lead right now.
Can shake him with the healthy bet. Goes for 68.
Pressure on Jorstad now.
Kind of a guessing game spot. It's a little harder to keep hanging on as his hand goes on.
Things just kept getting worse in this hand for Jorstad, and he does give it up.
That's a terrific link. Hashem helping him get his visa, and now Attenborough might join Joe as an Australian main event champion.
He really shouldn't use his one time on that visa, though. Poor planning. Although, if you ask Hashem, you get several one times in your life.
He'll never live that down.
It was so funny. It's just so automatic for a poker player to like beg the dealer, pray for a one time, and it's like it did kind of sink in. He's like, "Oh wait, I just won the main event and I'm asking for a one time. Oops."
Did he use the one time in 05? Could get saucy.
Attenborough with the raise, taking control of the betting. And now he's going to slow down. I would start to be concerned. Is my opponent really heads up in the main event trying to go for the triple check raise? That would be the most epic hand of all time. But Jorstad goes to the min bet anyway. Taking back control of the betting initiative.
Always something. Try to get something out of Attenborough. And Attenborough obviously a bit distressed, as he shows, with the lean back and stretch.
It's tough to find hands that Attenborough can beat, even with a hand as good as Jack 9 here, especially as the diamond comes in.
And really can't even put chop in the equation either with those baby cards, but does make the call. And number 18 of Heads Up, the main event. From a field of 8,663, it's come down to these two. Espen Jorstad, Adrian Attenborough. Attenborough, the chip leader, when we came together for our 10-handed unofficial final table yesterday afternoon. And a king with two aces for Jorstad. Two diamonds for Attenborough. What a board. My nephew did get an Oscar nomination for that movie, though.
What was his role?
He did the sound for the movie. He does the sound. Yeah.
Is your nephew foreign born or U.S. born?
U.S.
Okay.
No, it's close because they lived in England. For a
Oh,
while.
see, I thought we almost had a problem. Don't want these sound Oscars going to, you know, those idiots from Northern Europe.
There's no real
value bet and gets through.
Are there any helmet? There's no real helmet clones anywhere, are there? I mean, he sucks all the oxygen out of that personality.
No, you know, early on when we first met him, I thought Jean-Robert Balland was going to be a Phil type of presence, but Jean-Robert's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
And we love him.
Yep. A couple of deuces on the board for Jorstad.
Just limp, pot small.
Jorstad. Trip deuces.
And a
Attenborough
min bet.
with two pair. Just a little bet. 4 million. Come on in.
Water's nice. Ooh.
No. Let's turn the heat up on this spa.
Small blind's going to release some of the deuces. Here with the big blind ante with dead money in every single pot, I feel like they both can have a deuce at any time. Yeah,
Danger Will Robinson.
Pair of fours. The board has some draws, though.
Jorstad hoping to get Attenborough in trouble with that pair of fours again.
Yeah, going about 2/3.
Jorstad with the chip lead entering this hand.
Yeah, and Attenborough just not going anywhere yet.
Bad news for Attenborough, 5% equity to the river. It's almost 40% of the chips in play in the pot already.
And if you weren't feeling good about your hand,
Yeah, a little boaty boat on the end for Jorstad. Action on Jorstad, all in again, just as what happened.
yeah, he did actually win quite a few small pots after
he
that
went
good
on
fold.
Yeah.
All right, fuck.
He calls,
Oh my
and
God.
that is it.
Fuck. I'm out.
Espen turns over the boat and has planted the Norwegian flag at this main event for the very first time.
I have a fold.
Espen, that was an incredible story. You were dominant throughout so much of that, but it really swung back and forth. You showed so much composure. What does this title mean to you?
Of course, it means a lot. It's the biggest tournament in the world. It feels very good. Yeah, it feels very good. It's still sinking in.
I have to ask you, when you were sitting there for over 18 minutes, completely motionless, waiting for your opponent to make a move, what is going through your head at that point?
I just took a break, did some meditation, chilled out.
Who do you think is going to be the most excited for you after this massive win?
100% my mom. Yeah. She's my biggest fan, and I think she's probably sitting at home crying real soon. She was crying on the phone before final table even, so she's gonna have a heart attack probably. I should call and check if she's fine.
You need to give her a call and tell her that you are the new champion of the World Series of Poker champion for 2022. But I would like to now introduce Jason Gregorick, the SVP and General Manager of Bally's Paris and Planet Hollywood, to present you with the bracelet.
Thank you so much. For the first time in history, we would like to present you on the Las Vegas Strip this beautiful Johnston 2022 World Series main event bracelet. Congratulations from all of us at Caesars Entertainment.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Please raise the bracelet in the air.
So the final results, we take a look on the Caesars Sportsbook leaderboard. We are all Caesars, and at the top of the second biggest ever main event field, Espen Jorstad, $10 million. Great one, Jimmy.
I gotta say, credit to Attenborough. We saw him a couple of days ago. It's a live by the sword, die by the sword kind of thing, making a massive hero call, King Queen, to get himself to this final table, and then just one that was costly to get second place.
First, Espen got his first bracelet just a couple of weeks ago, and now he shows that he can do it by himself on the biggest stage around for the main event title.
At our new home, it was grueling, it was thrilling, it was enriching, mostly so for our new main event champ, Espen Jorstad. Thanks to all of you for sticking with us. For Norman Chad, Jamie Kersetter, Ali Najad, Jeff Schulman, Kara Scott, Jeff Platt, Maria Ho, and our entire tireless crew on site here at Bally's Paris. I'm Lon McCarran. Thanks for your time and the chance to entertain and